Yeah, there's like 174 people in there.
You're live, sir. Fire away.
Welcome to the Arrowhead Addict halftime show. Patrick Allen's gonna be chilling, it looks like. But first, what were your guys' initial takeaways? It was like the Colts game, but reversed.
I mean, I think offensively, what else could you ask from them? And I got to be honest, they've done what I wanted in the sense that they've thrown the ball short. They had the one big completion of Scantling down. I think it was like 36 yards. But other than that, it's been short. What I was shocked by and remain shocked by is how the Chiefs have run the football in this game. I mean, let's call it what it was. That was an ass kicking up front. They took the Bucs and just moved them. Sometimes you get these games where you look at a stat line and it's like, okay, 18 carries for 105, which is what the Chiefs have done so far. And it's like, yeah, but it really happened because of 60, yards on one play. That has not been the case. I mean, they're just killing them over and over and over. Like, if they don't run the ball in the second half of this game, it's a crime. The Bucs are just ripe for the pick. They can't stop them. The Chiefs are just mauling them to death. It doesn't matter who the back is. I'm concerned about the pass defense right now. They're getting sliced and diced. I think Spags will be able to adjust now at half. But overall, I mean, look, they're up 11 points at half. How could you not be happy about that?
And even with the cornerback play, some of that is just Mike Evans is that good. Watson had fairly good coverage right there. Yeah. Mike Evans is just an absolute incredible wide receiver. He has the height advantage. I think Spags has done a fine job calling up different blitzes. The L'Jarius Sneed blitz obviously comes to mind. Chris Jones making an impact. George Karlaftis being great in the run game. But offensively, they took a little book from your page, Verderam. A lot more screens. We're seeing some screens. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, great play call. He has to come down with that ball on that little touch pass. That was an easy 20-yard gain, maybe a touchdown on that fourth down.
Thankfully, they bailed him out.
But Clyde,
but you got to catch that.
And Clyde and Pacheco, though, both have ran very angry. Give them both credit. They are getting and shirting yards. That touchdown run by Clyde, I mean, he just kept his legs going.
Look, they've run really, really well in this game. And it's been a combination of the line's been awesome, but also, like, they're getting extra yards after contact they don't normally get. Pacheco, by the way, has been awesome in this game. And look, this is one of these deals, like, feed him. Feed Pacheco in this game. Feed him. I don't care. You know what? Right now, okay, Edwards-Helaire's having a very good game. Pacheco's having a very good game. By the way, they're both identical. 6 carries, 41 yards, okay? Edwards-Helaire with the touchdown. You've got to keep going. In fact, Edwards-Helaire has 2 touchdowns in this game on one of the greatest plays by Mahomes to date in his career.
Gosh.
Like, look, pound them. Run right at them. They can't stop you. And if they start committing extra guys, then kill them throwing the football. Then it just becomes open season. They've had no answer for Kelsey. Every time they've gone to him, he's caught the ball. He's got 7 and 65 with a touchdown. To me, this is a game where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Pound them. Just go right at them. They have no answer for it to this point in the game.
Do you think we'll see any deep play action to MVS? MVS, nice to see him get involved on a deep shot early in the first half. Do you think that opens up play action later for him specifically?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I think they should be trying to get some deeper shots down the field. Look, right now, honestly, offensively, they're doing everything they want to do. Everything. I mean, really, when you think about it, other than the last 10 seconds, which I won't count as a drive, I think the Chiefs had 5 drives in the first half. They scored 4 touchdowns and would have been in the red zone if Edwards-Helaire doesn't drop the easiest pass in the world. I mean, the Bucs have done nothing in this game against them. Nothing. The Chiefs, and by the way, it's got to be said, the pass protection in this game from Mahomes has been awesome. Mm-hmm. By and large, he has just sat back there. I can think of Barrett beating Brown one time off the edge. That's pretty much been it. Like, I don't count the Hail Mary. Okay, I mean, that's what it is. What it is. Guys get sacked all the time. You take that out of this. What have the Bucs done in this game? I mean, they've hit Mahomes twice the whole game. Who cares? So I love the balance. I love the way they're playing. My biggest concern right now, and Rhett just said it, the Chiefs pass rush has got to be better. They're not getting home. They're not hitting Brady. And this is going to be a game where, let's face it, I just sat here and tallied it up. The Buccaneers' last 23 plays, 22 of them have been passes. I mean, they're not going to run the ball in this game. They're not even going to try to. You've got to, and that's the adjustment Spags has to make. Let them run. Fuck it. Who cares? Let them try to. They're not even attempting. Everything should be geared towards stopping them throwing the football right now.
Hey, I'm just going to go ahead and say, who said this was a get-right game for both teams offensively? So far, we're seeing both teams get right. One thing I've noticed that Spags needs to stop doing, why are the edges dropping back into coverage? Frank Clark, 3 times?
Yeah.
We saw Karlaftis a couple of times as well. Why is he doing this?
And by the way, guys, I get it last week. Orlando Brown said we had one bad snap that I saw the entire half. I mean, I don't know what else you want from the guy. He's playing against a Pro Bowl level edge rusher. But in any event, no, listen, I agree with you. You know how I feel about this game. You've been right. I mean, it's been an offensive showcase to this point, especially for Kansas City. I would blitz him all night. I don't care. I would blitz him all night. You could say, well, he's beating him. Yeah, but what was the biggest defensive play of the game? They brought a blitz off the edge. Brady never saw it. To me, if you're the Chiefs, you've got to be thinking to yourselves in this game, we're up 11 points getting the ball coming out of halftime. It's not a huge lead against Brady, but it's a significant one. If you can force them into one more big mistake in this game, you probably win. I mean, look, realistically, if I'm Andy, I'm thinking to myself, all right, look, we got to score 2 more touchdowns in this game. That's how I would approach this. We got it, whatever we got in the satchel, 2 more. If they get to 42 and they lose this game, it's a train wreck and it's on the defense. I mean, that is, to me, the way I would go about this. I think you've got to play defense to just completely try to suffocate the pass. Don't even worry about them running it. And offensively, keep doing what you're doing. They haven't stopped you one time. Make them adjust. Make them show that, and then adjust off that. But to right now, I mean, offensively, why would you change anything? You're killing them.
So far, it looks like Matthew is Mr. Right. Good choice switching to Matthew Wright instead of Amendola. So far, he's been solid right down the middle. Love to see that. As far as what you would do different against Mike Evans in the second half, would you just say, you know what? He got the better of them on both of those 2 touchdown throws. The second one specifically, you can't play better defense. Or would you focus more on bracketing, double teaming, having help over the top?
I tell you what, man, I wouldn't change much. I really wouldn't. I hate zone coverage as a principle. I hate it. I would never play zone the rest of my life. It's the only thing Bob Sutton ever did that I was on board with is he never played zone. But look, he's so far in this half in the game, Evans has 4 catches for 60 yards. Okay, one of them was 30 yards. The other is 3 for 30. Nobody else has done anything. Godwin is 3 for 30. Gage is 1 for 10. Julio Jones is 1 for 7. I'll live with that. I'll live with that all day long. I'm not worried about that. I mean, look, Fournette's got 3 catches, 35 yards, but really it was all on a one play, that screen pass on the first drive. Okay. Braid's 4 for 32. Okay. That's fine. If I'm the Chiefs, I'd sign for that all day long. But what I would do, I would keep trying. You've got to get pressure on Brady. You have to get pressure on Brady in this game. You cannot, if that means 4-man rush, you figure it out, cool. If you got to bring a blitz, cool. Whatever it takes, You've got to go after him. And offensively, like I said, man, I don't know about you. I literally would not change one thing. I would play the exact same way until they prove they can stop you.
Well, they can't stop Travis Kelce, and that's what it's come down to, at least early on. Good friend Josh Briscoe always says, establish the Kelce. Instead of establish the run, establish Travis Kelce. When you do that early in games, it makes everything easier. No one in the NFL can stop Travis Kelce. The Buccaneers have 2 of the best linebackers in the NFL. And they're having a horrible time stopping it. So just keep going to Travis Kelce. Don't overthink it.
And look, I've seen people say, "What about McCall?" No offense, who cares?
Yeah,
I don't care.
And he's obviously banged up still too. Let's be real here.
And you know, at this point, man, he is who he is. I mean, I've sat here and held out. Yeah, he is what he is. He's the occasional guy who's gonna have 100 yards once in a blue moon, and he's gonna have games where he has 1 catch for 4 yards. And I got to tell you the truth. I don't really give a shit. Whoever's open, throw it to him. I don't care. This isn't Madden where you're trying to get, it doesn't, nobody cares. If Kelce's open 40 times in the second half, you should have 40 catches. Throw it to him. I mean, you're trying to win a football game. Look, let's also say this. I know the touchdown at the end of the half is disappointing. You're up 11 points. You're in half. You're coming out with the ball. You've outplayed them to this point. And look, the one turnover to me, I almost is null and void because the Chiefs, they basically turned it over when Allaire dropped that pass. So they basically swapped turnovers there. Yeah, the first play of the game, Chiefs got a break. They put it in the end zone. They scored 7. The Chiefs have outplayed them to this point. So if I'm Kansas City, I'm sitting there, look, we're up 11 with the ball. This is a huge drive coming out of half. If you can get this thing into the end zone, you put them in a tough spot. Like you're up 18 now, and I don't know what 10 minutes to go in the third. It matters. But listen, we're coming back. What is your key to the game, man? The second half. What's your key to winning these next 30 minutes?
Don't take your foot off of the gas. We've seen Andy Reid time and time again either overthink or try too early to run the clock out. Luckily, the Chiefs' offensive line and running game has been on, so that shouldn't be as much of a factor. But make sure you still score. Game is not over.
Get it. Got it. Curtail Brady. You have to get pressure on him. Whatever it takes. You've got to get pressure on him. They do that, they'll win the game. All right, we will be back after the game. Hopefully, it is a Chiefs victory party, 28-17 at half. We'll see you then.